Hi, this is the market outlook on Monday 22nd. So we're going to look at what markets have done last week and basically maybe I'm going to go back to 1 hour chart. We have a resistance around 29.15 which I seem to hold. Actually, the resistance is a bit higher. The market could actually try and aim for the 29, let's say the high 29.20s and go all the way to maybe 29.70 at some point. That said, there's also a possibility of a trading range. It's not exactly the clear picture. I mean, the easiest way to look at it is, okay, well, this is maybe just a bull market that may just lose a bit of momentum, just catching its breath to bounce back maybe around 28.75. That is possible. But unless there are some major news, we could actually have a trading range 28.75 to 29.25, about a 50-point range for the next week. We haven't seen any gap when futures markets reopened last night, so probably just a continuation in this range. We have also a support around 28.90. We have seen the market bouncing several times just below 2900. So in a short term, support 2990, 2900, stronger support around 2875. And of course, if that one breaks, the market could actually reverse pretty strongly. If we go back to the daily chart, I have plotted here this fib pattern last week with a target around 29.23. We're not far from it, but now we have a sell signal showing. So again, sell signals have been fairly weak in the bull market. They are pretty strong when they are in bright red here. Although here it was a wrong signal, but it looked like it was a possible reversal. So this is not exactly the strongest signal, but it could certainly happen. But again, I don't expect more than a wave. So if we were to plot a channel here, we can see that if the market stays in a trading range for a while, this is the higher boundary of the channel. So the market breaking and reversing is a remote possibility or probability at this point. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the Russell. Russell is also kind of range bound with support around 1500. Resistance is... This is actually a very strange situation. We hardly ever see the dynamic support resistance levels shift so strongly that the market is actually above the stronger resistance. It may mean that this is a false signal, or which means that these levels will jump back up to their former levels. This type of strong resistance level is also often tested as support, and that would make sense because it was again that 1480, 895, or rather 1500 level, which could be a strong support going forward. Here again, we have a bull market that has been stalling more than the S&P, but we do have the first selling level around 1478, so just 10 points below the level I've just mentioned, and there's still a long way to go for the market actually to drop lower. So at first, let's see whether this is just an anomaly or aberration in the calculation. That can happen, and I would suspect that the market will stay below 1595, and it may probably try and, like the SPX, catch its breath on the lower 1500 before it aims high again. So overall, for both markets, for both indices, the bull momentum is still there. We could have a breather here. I don't anticipate the market to reverse unless, of course, there's a exogenous factor. So basically a macroeconomic situation that triggers a sell-off. But even if there were a large sell-off this week, it would probably be cushioned around 28.75 and on the lows of this channel, so maybe 28.50. So nothing major is anticipated in the short term.